In today's video, I'll be live commentary explaining my finalized builds for the foreseeable future, for the Beyond Light expansion, for Stasis subclasses, and so on. My Titan and Hunter share a theme of ability cooldowns, and my Warlock is trying to make every weapon in the game as viable as possible. I'll start by explaining the Titan. So I'm going to go ahead and load up the Tribute Hall, because it's good for demonstrating what I'm talking about. As we fly in, I will show you the build. So you might notice these stats don't have a 10 next to them. That's because it is impossible to get. My legendary armor is about as good as it can get. It is extremely unlikely that I ever get anything better. So this is the absolute best I can do. The only slight improvement would be a better Heart of Inmost Light, but that's just as unlikely because you have to get it from a Grandmaster Nightfall. Look at the amount of exotics that I have to roll through just to get another Heart of Inmost Light. It would take Xur selling it for me to get an improvement on this. However, we work with what we got, and at the moment, 9 Resilience, 9 Recovery, and 8 Intellect is the most min-max that this can be. I know some of you are immediately going to turn off the video because I don't have 10 Recov, but I don't think it's necessary. Keep in mind that your health recovers about the same amount at 9 as it does in 10. It's the shield portion that's faster on 10, and it's only slightly faster. So with a well-coordinated team, you won't really even notice the difference. So anyway, let's get into this build. This is built around Heart of Inmost Light, exotic chest piece. Has a perk, Overflowing Light. Using an ability, Grenade, Melee, or Barricade, empowers the other two abilities. Empowered means abilities have faster regen, melees and grenades do more damage, and barricades have more hit points. The important thing to note for Stasis is have faster regen. Other than that, on other subclasses, you would want the empowered ability, meaning that like a magnetic grenade is a one-shot kill in PvP. My favorite class to run this on is Middle Tree Sentinel, but it works on every Titan subclass. This is a neutral setup, which is why it was the one I selected. This gives me the most gameplay variety over the next year of content, or however long I have. What is it, like 8 months, 7 months? I don't know. It's whenever the number exceeds 1360. Anyhow, let's continue here. So the way to finesse more ability energy or barricade energy is to, let's just throw my nade, right? Empowered. Consider that to be a freezing nade, right? So I'll wait for that empowered to go away. Throw my barricade, and now it gets a faster cooldown for 8 seconds. And just like that, I have another freeze grenade that can reset the empowerment again to give me another barricade. Once that barricade's back, I throw it again. And you might notice something peculiar. Take a look at this. This is my class item, has a perk called Distribution. Reduces all ability cooldowns when using your class ability near enemies. Perpetuation. Reduces class ability cooldown when using your class ability. And so this makes it to where I can loop the barricade even without being empowered before it dissipates. So let's pretend for an example, let me turn this dude off. Let's pretend for an example that this simulated Vandal is an aimbot. He has never missed in his life with a sniper rifle. Well, what I can do is I can use like a phalanx strategy of moving my barricades slightly forward until I'm right in his face. And there's nothing he can do about it. So I'm going to try to get as close to my barricade as possible and then throw another. And so, look, I have 2 barricades out at the moment. Oh, now I'm an inch closer. And so we wait again. If I want to speed this up, I can just throw a grenade to re-empower it. And now this barricade has even more hit points than the previous one. I'm not going to do this all the way to the Vandal. We're going to pretend that I did this like 5 more times. He's the biggest camper in Destiny history. And we're going to place the barricade right about here. If that's the case, he's probably panicking, and this is why I like Fighting Lion. Fighting Lion can shoot over the barricade and still do some splash damage, which is nutty. And my grenade, if thrown correctly, can even tag somebody overhead because it has like a homing effect. So this is a really good anti-sniper setup, but it's not the best anti-sniper setup. I don't know why I fumbled those words there. Anyhow, this is the best anti-sniper setup. This is the Sight and Rampart. You and your allies can shoot through your towering barricade. 9 resilience, 9 recovery, 9 intellect. This is as close to perfect as I can get it. So what this enables is I can shoot through the barricade. Now this barricade doesn't last as long, but it gives me a free shot on anybody who happens to cross. It gives me a free peek on anything where I can put in damage. And I have to wait about 7 seconds before I can place another barricade to get a free peek. Once again, my preferred subclass is the Middle Tree Code of the Commander. Why? Because in high-level gameplay, people often switch exotics and Sword Hill Shoe. So I swapped to Ursa Furiosa with this Middle Tree, swapped to Suppressor Nade anytime supers come out, and I popped this super, block, and walk towards anything. Nobody except a golden gun can stop this super. If you hug an enemy by blocking, it hurts them, and don't forget you have a GPS guided shield that will link itself to other enemies. So if there's 3 people standing like opposite of each other, the shield will just home on to the next target. It's kind of nuts. And that pretty much covers the Titan build. So I'll be using these two interchangeably depending on what my opponent is using and what the content needs. Most of my PvE will be done with Heart of Inmost Light and Armamentarium. I'm not going to focus on the Armamentarium stats too much, but Heart of Inmost Light might be a better call with Stasis, so it's there. You might be questioning the low mobility. I figure if most people are switching to Stasis, do I really need high mobility if I'm going to be frozen half the time? I would rather have a Fortress, and that's what Heart of Inmost Light gives me. Now, as far as other weapons that are good with this, we have the Arbalist, and keep in mind that Drang is also going to be 1360 at least. It might just be exempt from sunsetting entirely. I believe it's going to have, what, Hipfire and Rampage or something like that as its perks. So it's still going to be very good. Drang is already one of the best sidearms, and the fact that we get to have it forever is phenomenal. Arbalist usually has a problem of a slow charge time, whereas a better sniper player will just outright slay you, because you'll be charging it up while they just instantly shoot you. So what this barricade does is it gives you that extra second to line it up. And I will be showing you clips as I go, as they give you an example. So here we go, typical game. Typical Titan things, flying in, guy spots me, right as I hit the floor, barricade's going on. He has never seen this before. He doesn't know what to do. Arbalist comes out. Easy headshot. His teammate hears the Arbalist. He comes to investigate. Oh, what's that? You can't hit me? So there's that. There's also using it with Vigilance Wing. I think Vigilance Wing is going to be an excellent pick next season. I don't have it in my inventory. I think it's on my Hunter. Keep in mind that the counter to both of these builds is Bastion. I can't break my own barricade, but just keep in mind an enemy barricade, this will chew through and have an extra shot to kill the person behind the barricade. So if you feel like I'm ruining the Crucible for suggesting this, just remember Bastion. What else do we have here? Wish Ender. Wish Ender is phenomenal with the sticky nades because you can see your target through the wall if you have ammo. Okay. So we're gonna do it like this. Alright, so he spotted our dude. And just like that, that's a kill. We straight up don't even use this as a bow. We use this as Wallhack's device. As for other weapons to pair, I also have an Astral Horizon. I am super happy with this roll. Full Choke, Assault Mag, Quick Draw, Opening Shot, Range Masterwork, and 1310. So at some point it'll get replaced, hopefully next season. I ideally want a lightweight shotgun because I've been enjoying using lightweights to speed up that forward mobility where I can. Fighting Lion is a lightweight weapon though, so it does give me that invisible plus 20, so it's more like I have 6 whenever I have Fighting Lion out. Sunshot will remain as one of the few, if not the only, 150 RPM hand cannon. So that's an option. But I much prefer Polaris Lance for longer range maps, and barricades are part of playing Scout Rifle in my opinion. I'll show you what I mean. So right here, this is opener on this map. Barricade goes up to protect my left side, and Polaris does all the work. If I get shot from the left, I'm just going to back up behind the barricade. Polaris is an amazing scout rifle. It has aim assist that I can only explain as like hand cannon aim assist cones, where you can miss your opponent by a mile and it will still give you a headshot. So as long as you keep working around the sides of the barricades, your opponent has to either come close or the barricade has to dissipate. But since I can throw another barricade before it dissipates, I can distract them forever. And if it costs them a grenade, good. Then they've wasted a grenade. In a similar sense, I'm going to show you the Titan Ramparts with Vigilance Wing and a high impact snipe. This is kind of wild. We'll do the play-by-play here. This sniper rifle is a trophy hunter, which is not getting sunset by the way, but I don't particularly like the roll. I just happen to be using it for this example gameplay. That's the whole point of this build, of all these builds, is to give you guys as many months as I can of non-stop videos without having to stop and regrind for stuff that I've already obtained. So I'm doing my best to combat sunsetting. Anyhow, my high impact sniper replacement is going to be Borealis. I will use that for as long as I can. I'll show you that on the Warlock though. Stay tuned. Ooh, we gotta reset that there. Look at this. Slide into it. I get inertia override for being middle tree Striker Titan, which gives me a damage boost just enough to tip this sniper rifle to body shot people that are below 5 resilience. So my sniper, in other words, becomes a shotgun, which is why running it with Vigilance Wing isn't crazy. This is nuts. The Titans completely enables me to be aggressive. It punishes camping. It's counterable though. As long as multiple people shoot at my barricade at once, I'm toast. That hunter had the right idea going through the barricade really fast. He just needed to land his shots. Okay, so I think I'm taking a side flank here very soon. And this side flank is very profitable. I put a sideways barricade and still managed to pick up 2 people. You don't have to have the barricade directly facing someone for it to be useful. Okay. Anything else Titan related I'm thinking of? I mean, I like Tommy's matchbook. You can hip fire this thing pretty accurately. And when it burns up like this, this eats up barricades. So typically if I'm playing a triple Titan team, this Tommy's matchbook will come out and then they throw up a barricade to try to get a revive, and I just do this. And then just burn the barricade. They don't even get the res, and if they do, I chew through both of them before they even have a chance, before my health even hits red. Keep in mind that if someone's stuck by a grenade and they're poisoned, and I'm using Tommy's matchbook to kill them, I will regain my health as it kills them, just giving me that extra bit of health to survive a hand cannon shot or something. I mean, I guess I'll show you the cool ballistic slam while I was recording gameplay. This is a ballistic slam versus a golden gun. Golden gun got rocked, didn't know what to do. And then this is a Thunder Crash versus a Golden Gun. We'll see how this all interacts with Stasis, but for now, I at least get to use all the other Titan classes I'm already used to. Wow. Arbalest missing a shot, never thought I'd see the day. The Goldie was not in a position to win that just because he had to land 2 shots, and I was pretty safe by just spinning the mouse behind cover. Think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so that's my Titan build. Let's move on to Hunter. I spent about 2 months on this Titan build alone. So I have definitely put the time in. Let's talk about the Hunter build. Ooh, I have something wrong on this. It's supposed to have 10 intellect. Oh, I know what I did. I put double hand cannon targeting because I love using that with the last word. I will absolutely give up just a little bit of intellect to get more aim assist with like the last word. It makes it so much more consistent. Rather, the better way of putting this is I can miss more with the last word and it will still hit shots. But when is that not the case in Destiny? Okay, well anyhow, let's put the intellect mod back on the chess piece. And there we go. So the reason that this is a very nuts setup is because that mobility is invisibly 10 mobility. And it's accomplishing this through the following. Traction adds a visible +5 and an invisible +10. So the visible +5 bumps me to 7, the invisible bumps me to 8. And then having a lightweight shotgun, like this 7th Seraph shotgun, gives me invisible +20. So add that together, and that is 10 mobility, the fastest dodge cooldown possible. I'm going to go ahead and load the Tribute Hall so I can show you this next interaction. So the reason that we want the fastest dodge cooldown possible is because no matter what subclass I play, in Stasis, etc., dodge is the king class ability. I can get Dynamo, reduces super cooldown when using your class ability near enemies, and reduces all ability cooldowns when using your class ability near enemies. So I have both Distribution and Dynamo, but it gets even nuttier than that. I know that there's a 3-second dodge cooldown nerf next season or something like that. I have a video on that. It's literally the last video I made, so check that out on my channel. Just take a look at this. Alright, dodge, get some energy. Lightweight shotgun comes out to run. Dodge again. I'm going to show you a trick here. The grenade launcher I have on has a perk called Threat Detector. Watch the bottom left of the screen. Oh look, Threat Detector procced. Oh look, I get super energy. So if I ever get people camping in trials, this is the build that I call the super suit. So if they want to camp behind a wall or something, I'm just going to do this, since they don't want to push the objective or engage. And so while they're camping, I get a super first. Keep in mind how this is going to interact with Stasis, because sprinting gives me ability energy just for sprinting. So it increases, or rather decreases the cooldown, makes it faster. So I can just run around, get my Stasis abilities. Anytime I'm near an enemy to shotgun, right, I just slide in, shotgun, dodge before they even die, hopefully, and get the Dynamo distribution right when I secure the kill. I know to a lot of people, you can't live without stompies, and I totally get it. But remember, Stasis is about slowing people down, and if that becomes the new meta, well, I have the fastest dodge cooldown possible. What dodging does in Stasis is it slows the enemy and reduces their accuracy. So the first person to slow is probably the one to win the fight. And so since I have the most uptime on this possible, since it also gives me a super, even if I lose the engagement, it still might be macro efficient with the super. This build's nuts, and it works on everything. So I do have a couple options here of different weapons to pair with it. Lumina could be a 140. Outbreak Perfected is really consistent. Vigilance Wing, really consistent. Mida Multi-Tool, kind of bad, but Callus Mini-Tool, or rather the Mida Mini-Tool, is also, like the Drang, going to be a weapon that probably isn't Sunset. And I think this one had... was it Hipfire? I think the Drang had Moving Target, and the Mini-Tool had Hipfire, if I'm not mistaken. Regardless, it's not getting Sunset, so I'm probably going to use Callus Mini-Tool a lot. I'll just use it with whatever sniper rifle I happen to have in the inventory, and then something like this. Get that 10 mobility. But we'll see, depending on what exists in the future. Now, unfortunately, when I run Last Word in a sniper, I don't get that 10 mobility benefit. But what I do is I double hand cannon target to have a much stickier Last Word. Show you some examples here. Do we want to see the sniper clips? Yeah, you clicked on a long video. You want to see the sniper clips. Alright, so let's spawn in here. Homie was trying to line up the long-range mountaintop. Easy flick, reload, because I have the dodge, another flick. Beautiful. Alright, let's see another. Alright, so dude just finishes a Thunder Crash, headshot. Person pops a super, they can see me third person. He decides to challenge anyway. Done. Sorry, I can see you invis. So Last Word's great because it keeps your radar open so you can deal with threats a little bit better. Oh, I'm so glad that sniper wasn't aiming at me initially. So I don't bother reloading Last Word unless I have time to do so. I just trust my shot. And there's a 3-tap. Dude got deleted. Guy wasn't looking at me. Quick snapshot, 180. Quick snapshot, a shoulder charge comes in. Headshot, use my mobility. And double targeting picks up a free headshot. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah, M&K doesn't have aim assist, haha. And then we have full Last Word gameplays. I got a little carried away here, not gonna lie. But I really enjoy using the Last Word on M&K. It is so fun to use. Oh, dude, my teammate left me out to dry. I just looked at that. We could have just slid out and deleted that dude. Oh man, this is great so far. Look at my uptime on abilities. I also get faster sprint after a dodge. Not that that makes a huge difference, but like if it gets me to where I need to be a little bit faster, then so be it. Look, I got the gameplay. We're watching the gameplay. Thank you. And welcome to Control, where nobody moves to the center of the map. Oh man. Alright, well I'm already bored of this one. Let's go look at the second gameplay. Oh, no. That looked like a 3-tap or something. Alright, can we zoom? Perfect.
Zone A captured. Enemy claims Zone C.
Oh. There we go. Oh, that hunter dodge. And I tried to navigate it backwards. And then, of course, I figured, oh, I'm weak. They might rush up. So I put the grenade at my feet. I'm playing Top Tree Arc Strider just because I can. Because I have the option to play any subclass with this setup. Keep in mind, radar's open. Just go for the heads. Pace my shot because it's in a very, very tight angle. And any amount of recoil will cause me to miss. I'm trying to make my left angle not exposed so that while I focus on the right, nobody can shoot me. Pick up a quick double cleanup. Yes, the Last Word is accurate from that distance, even full auto. I'm trying to like finesse my mobility right here to get tight enough to the wall that if Arbalest pre-fires around the corner, I'm still safe. I missed too many shots, so I ditch right here. Once you feel your shot's not on, you might as well just leave at the last verge, because by the time you realize it, you're already out of ammo. If teammate pushes, I have to push. There is no, like, exception. I'm leaving him out to dry. I thought that Titan was going to ditch to the right, but he ended up going to the left, and I overcorrected. So I used my dodge to redirect again. Too many people fighting. So first thing I slide around the corner, I'm just prepared to trade it out. Again, I finally get some team support. There's a quick 3-tap. Look at that, is it 9 or 10 recovery I'm using in this game? Regardless, it's more than enough. Spotted someone out of position outside. Pop 2 headshots as I go back into cover. I see the red flashlight of a grenade launcher, and I'm not sticking around for a mountaintop. So, gonna back up. I didn't think anybody was actually pushing that teammate there because there was no shots whatsoever. And I need to not get flinched if I'm going to snipe. So I thought everybody was going to push up. I pop a super. As is tradition in Control, they avoid the middle of the map. So only 1 kill with the Arc Strider. I didn't peek out enough to get that arc bolt there, but I just go for body hits knowing that I'm going to melee to get all of my health back. That would have been a very sick snipe. Trying to stay in cover always before I scope down. Make sure I always have an exit plan in case we get swarmed. Power ammo soon. Good correction. And now I have some power. With so many, like, skulls from my teammates dying, you would think that somebody would have peeked that, but no one did. Alright, so I double remote deaded and was just praying that my no-scope hit him in the head. Like, what am I gonna do against the super? Nothing. Especially if they choose me in particular. So that's last word gameplay. Now here is the whole build an example. This is my favorite way to run it. Ace of Spades plus the 7th Seraph. So let's take a look. Alright, let's skip around. Look, I was literally AFK. Like, responding to emails and stuff on this one. Okay, so my first super. I'm just going to shoot it at the floor. Because I don't even want my super. I want to show you how fast I can build a super. So there we go. A knife headshot, which cools down my super even more. And a precision hit, which cools down my super even more. Now, I realized when watching this gameplay back that there were a lot of opportunities to dodge near an opponent to finesse some extra super energy, but out of just sheer habit of not running this build too much, I wasn't abusing the dodge, and I should have. That would have made so much more sense. So I play a somewhat safe setup and still pull off a 1 minute and 40-second super. That's ridiculous, especially when Golden Gun gives so many orbs for getting a headshot. So that means as long as I'm playing adequately like this, my team can all have supers in that minute 40 from just picking up my orbs that I get with Golden Gun kills. Of course, at the high level, Golden Gun is a risky pick because most people just run from it, but in 6s, someone's always going to be out of position. Here goes the quick draw to shotgun. I may lose Momentum Mori, but I'm not concerned with that. I use Ace for the third eye. Third eye is so helpful to not getting tunnel vision, so you can know when to dodge. So I'm deliberately trying to aim for the head, even though I don't have to. I'll miss sometimes. Alright, so there's that mobility, finesse around the corner, and that's a super, right there. And so now I victory dance around after getting this headshot. Look at that, orb generated. super last for an eternity. I try to get fancy here, miss a shot, but end up, you know, picking them up through a crack in the wall. Oh my goodness. This is just a wild build. That's all I'm going to say about it. I am happy to use this for a year. I'll learn stasis with it. Anything else? Nope. Okay. It is Warlock time. Okay, so the Titan and the Hunter was built around having my abilities and being a neutral class and working on everything. This is about abusing the S tier. This is about making every weapon that is exotic as viable as possible by providing it Icarus. How am I doing that? Well, we're using Top Tree Dawnblade, which can consume its grenade to improve in-air accuracy. And you might be saying, but that costs a grenade. I'm not sure if that's worth it. I feel that a lot of your success in this game is determined by how well you can move. And giving yourself in-air accuracy on guns that cannot have an Icarus mod, like every exotic ever, even Malfeasance, Chaperone, etc., it turns it into an absolute monster. So what Starfire Protocol does, which is my exotic chest piece, is it gives me 2 fusion grenades. And you might be thinking I am just using the fusion grenade for the Icarus, but I'm not. I'm using it because I genuinely like using fusion grenades. Remember, a fusion grenade has no damage drop-off, and so even a target that far away is still something I can reasonably hit with a fusion grenade. So I'll just go ahead and show you what this perk does. I'm using a year 1 hand cannon to demonstrate that it does not have the Icarus grip. So this is normal. And then this is when I use the perk. Let's actually get this dude. So I consume the perk, drop the glide, restart the glide. Look at this, lateral movement. I'm in the air. Even sniper rifles work with this perk. And you see as the perk goes away, it's not really clinging to the head. We're gonna do this one more time. This allows you to take very, very odd angles in PvP that no one's really expecting. Then you can drop your glide, reactivate your glide low, and pick them up again. It keeps the enemy always guessing, and they have to have their sound cranked up to just crazy values to even understand what you're doing. The real reason to play Top Tree Dawn is this right here. This breaks maps. You can get to the power positions of a map way faster than anybody else. I don't think Stasis is going to stop this, but I hope Bungie proves me wrong. Like, I pray. So a cool interaction with Starfire Protocol is that fusion grenades have an additional charge and recharge from empowered weapon damage. Fusion grenade kill grants rift energy. So this interaction works with the empowering rift. When you're empowered, hitting something charges your grenade. So you'll see this in a second when it respawns. I'm going to throw both my nades. Now watch, as I shoot them, my grenade energy refills. Pretty good. But we're going to make that even better. We're going to use Thorn. Thorn has damage over time. See those ticks of 303? So, you know what? Let me take this perk. I'll wait it out. Whenever you collect one of those souls from someone you kill with Thorn, it powers up Thorn to be a 2-tap. But what if I told you, in Beyond Light, Thorn might 2-tap in the Empowering Rift? Keep in mind, on another Guardian, when this is a 140 RPM hand cannon, there is a chance that on low resilience, this kills in 2 hits. But this interaction's even better than a 2-tapping Thorn. Watch this. I'm gonna chunk both my nades. I'm gonna shoot them once. I got my nade back for that. Keep in mind that if I lose even 1 discipline, so from going from 7 to 6, if I lose just 1 discipline here, let me get my rift back. Losing just 1 discipline makes a drastic difference in this setup. So I'm going to build up 2 grenades real quick. Okay. Throwing 1. Throwing 2. Accidentally messed that up, so we're gonna have to redo the whole thing. But you can see, getting a fusion grenade refills my entire rift. Cool. Alright, that should give me the full nade. Almost. Emperor 7 seconds is enough time to show you. Okay, so I'm gonna shoot him. It's gonna tick. I might have still had lingering damage from that last one. Yeah, I did. I'll explain it this way. Having 6 discipline and shooting them once with Thorn makes you wait 14 seconds to get a single grenade back. But having it at tier 7 gives you more ticks of grenade energy per Thorn dot, and it gives you the nade back almost instantly. So let me see if I can demonstrate this one more time. I'm gonna have 2 different enemies is what I'll do. I'm gonna throw that, or shoot them once, go into cover. Pretty good. I guess it has a different interaction in PvP. I have to test this against another live Guardian. But take my word for it, the way this interaction works is you need 7 discipline to tag them once with Thorn and get your entire grenade back. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that back on. This is typically how you use it in PvP. Throw the rift down, peek, put your shot in, go back into cover, wait to get your nade, pop another one of heat rises. You don't even have to jump. Now you peek out again, put your shot in. Now you can float for a few seconds with an exotic hand cannon and still hit headshots. Kind of nuts. And then when they go behind cover, as they do, you shoot this at their cover. And it will find them. It will hit them around the wall. It will hit the corner of a wall and splash damage them. I think we need to show some examples here. All right, so let's see. Oh, here's Dastardly Way. That top tree Dawnblade is S tier. Oh, someone pops a super? Oh, I guess I'm just gonna go off the map. Look at this. I can't hit him unless I go close to him. But keep in mind, I have another grenade. So now he has to move because that fusion grenade comes down, enabling me to shoot him again. And I just keep backing up. And just like that, a busted subclass outfloats a super. Okay, let's see here. Here's the Dawnblade holding what I call dumb angles. Oh, this was a nuts toss. I might have called this too early. So I shoot him once with an explosive hand cannon and just chunk the fusion grenade, which gave me my entire rift back. And then as I tag people, it gives me more grenade energy. So now I'm going to use both abilities again. Pop the heat rises, pop the Emp Rift, and I'm going to float above on this weird angle and have perfect accuracy. And as I tag them, I am getting grenade energy back. And then Icarus Dash, doing Icarus Dash things. Oh my goodness, this is wild. One of the best builds I have ever used. So this is the Thorn synergy in action. Rift goes down. Keep in mind, I'm going to get a nade back just for shooting them. So I just chunk the nades randomly. I don't even try to hit them. I could have also popped heat rises for free, but I wanted the nade kills. I've been running Ashes to Asset on my Bond, but I can pretty much run anything. Ashes to Asset gives me more super energy per grenade kill. As I play better opponents, grenade kills are less frequent, so I have to change it up. This is the real golden situation here. Peek out, get my entire nade back, pop the heat rises, and now I can peek a weird angle. He's not going to expect me to be up there. He's going to expect me to be around the side. So I'm trying to just hit him with Thorn from the entire distance for no other reason than to get my entire grenade back. And so this is the genius of this build. The fusion grenade, like I showed you on my Titan, will find somebody if you throw it over cover. This relies him to re-peek. I am absolute. I have no health. So is it logical he would re-peek? He didn't here. I throw the grenade out, and there's a chance that it sticks him if it's a perfect toss. But this time, I don't think I threw it correctly, and I don't think that he walked out. But watch what happens. I shoot out my melee. And it tags him for 35 damage. Meaning my teammate can pick up a free kill if he hits a shot. Here's the next thing. Watch this. 3 tap. Then I'm going to drop my float and peek from below.
You make that look easy, Warlock.
Look at that. That is absurd. That I can do that with any weapon in the game with that kind of accuracy. In fact, I'm going to start using Telesto plus like a 110 hand cannon just like I did in Destiny 1 because inner accuracy doesn't matter with Telesto. Look at this. This is a 110 hand cannon about to be a 120 hand cannon. Popping 145s to the face. Look at it. I could aim at the body and still pick up a 2-tap. It's nuts. What else do we got here? I think that's pretty much it. This one's going to be mute most likely, but I thought this was some pretty good gameplay. Yes, I'm using Borealis. This is a high impact sniper rifle, meaning that I can body shot people who have less than 5 resilience. The old fashioned that I'm using has pulse monitor and explosive round, although I would prefer having quick draw. I might warm up to pulse monitor. I might end up liking it more over time. So let's see here. I still had heat rises there for free. I'm going to pop it again, of course, because I can afford to do that. And then because like everybody always peeks out at ground level on an Imp Rift, I decide to jump. And look at that. I got a body shot kill with the snipe right there just from converting all this ammo that my teammate takes instead of me. I worked really hard for that ammo. My shot's really jittery on this, but yeah, I could even see myself recorrecting there. I could tell when I missed like a lot of old-fashioned hits. Something was bugging out there. And there goes that Dawnblade movement. If I'm out of position, it just takes a second to get back into position, which is why this is the best class in the game. Oh, bad miss. Another bad miss. Oh, but the grenade. Yeah, that's why this gameplay was saved. Right there. Did someone jump? I know this gameplay was spicy. Oh man, look, that was such a tight angle. Even the explosive round found an edge. Those explosive rounds hit so hard at a distance, and these are going to get range buffed. The reason that you use an explosive hand cannon with the high impact snipe is because even if you body shot with the high impact snipe, you can clean them up from across the map with a single hand cannon body shot because of the amount of damage from the explosive round. Ooh, that's a nasty angle. This is some real filth. I'm not even using the super because I don't think I have to. He messed up his movement. That's why I missed there. And there's the actual kill I needed. Alright, let's see around. The reason I muted this gameplay is I was watching like Darling and the Franks with Drewski and the boys. Because I told Drew that show turns into a train wreck. And I wanted to see his reaction when it does. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, there's the super. Oh, I could just float off the map. Ignore everything. Oh, this is so dumb. I'm not even trying to get kills with it. I just don't want to be killed by a super. Anyone else like that? Use the super just not to die to a super? I don't care about getting like 7 columns with the Dawnblade. Those are a dime a dozen. Everyone's seen those. Oh man, look at just how lax I am on this rift usage and this grenade usage. Oh man, I even throw it above. Look, it's still gonna hit because you can throw the nade above cover and it finds the target. Same with the melee. Range drop off is just a suggestion with this kind of loadout. So if you think about it, there's no range that your opponent is safe and there's no angle that they're safe because you have inner accuracy. Your movement's faster. This is, if played correctly, one of the strongest builds in the entire game. And from here on, I think I'm just like doing stupid stuff, climbing up like the side of the tower and whatnot. Oh, look, a storm finds me too. That would have been a sick no-scope. All right, well, anyway, that was the build. Let me talk about more weapons to use with this, and I think I'll conclude the video from there. Yeah, that looks good with me. So, Chaperone, I think should be mentioned. It does give a plus 20 to mobility. I kept this old Kindled Orchid. It has Corkscrew, so this thing's going to be a monster next season. I'm still not going to use the weapons that are sunset, but I do need this for range testing. That's just what I happen to have in my inventory to show this off. So let's go see how accurate this is with heat rises, without heat rises. Okay, so it's somewhat decently accurate. It also has pretty good hip fire. Yeah. It's the fact that you can do this in PvP, and keep in mind that Titan will get a overshield gauntlet, so they can consume their barricade to get overshields, and being able to use Chaperone against them at these wacky angles is still gonna one-shot them most likely. If you pick up a kill with Chaperone, you activate the Roadborne perk, which gives you a faster rate of fire and longer kill distance. Malfeasance, despite being a 180 RPM hand cannon, does not have in-air accuracy, and it's a favorite gun of mine, which is also an anti-overshield setup. So like on that Titan, he has a shield, and Malfeasance doesn't care about shields, because on the 5th bullet, it ignites slugs. So let's see how that looks. Okay, well, PvE it cares about shields, and PvP it doesn't. So let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th ignites. So yeah, if a Titan has an overshield, you just shoot him 5 times and it's over. And so you pop your heat rises. And just do this. Don't even stop. No, doesn't matter what distance you are on the map, it's going to truck them. There is a certain resilience where they will live with the super, but unless they have like 10-ish resilience, it's not likely they survive it. And if that's the case, instead of hitting all body shots, you just aim 1 or 2 of them at the head. This being a 180 with virtually full stability, you'll land the shot. I believe in you. There's also Izanagi's Burden with the sky sniping. I think the magic number here is 3 in PvP. So 3 plus an Empowering Rift. Wait, what did that load for? I guess it's because I had it in reserves. That's a cool thing to note. Alright, well, let's get the heat rises again. And so you would jump with 3 in and just body shot someone at a weird angle by using your Empress. But of course, if you have 4 bullets, you just go wherever you want. Ideally, you want to like shoot them in the toe without them being able to see you. Like that right there is just primo PvP setup. A lot of people will say I'm terrible at sniping, and I would agree with them. But the way to win a snipe duel in Destiny with this terrible peer-to-peer is to like aim on slants like this. Like if that Vandal's an aimbot and I shoot him in the leg, I'm winning the fight. Also, I've ran this into maintenance. Oops. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Alright, let's boot up some Phantasy Star. While I talk about these villains. Yeah, the servers are offline, so you guys probably want something to watch anyway. I don't feel bad hopping from game to game to finish my thoughts on my builds. So yeah, this took me about 2 months to build my Titan, and then from those 2 months up into these like last 2 weeks to put the finishing touches on my Hunter and go acquire a Warlock build from scratch. I'm so happy I finished the Titan because I was really tired of the control meta where people would just not push the objective. They would sit in the back and camp intellect. So this Titan build enables me to play the game again. It's nice. It's going to be great in PvE. I'll be able to counter stasis. Same with the Hunter build. Hunter build doesn't really counter the camping as much because you physically have to be close to them. But I'll just switch the Titan if it becomes problematic. What do I got here? Ah, okay. Imagine getting rewarded for like placing high on a leaderboard. Anyhow, I'm just doing like Phantasy Star dailies in the background. Don't pay attention to this. Pretend it's Destiny gameplay.
Hi there.
You're going to see me shoot like trucks and a Sphinx and... Yeah, you know what? Just ignore the background gameplay. Pretend I'm talking... pretend I'm showing you Destiny stuff. The Warlock build is devastatingly strong to the point where it's going to get nerfed and I'm going to have to create another build. This is what I wanted to talk about. The next thing I have my eye on... No... Why did I make such a stupid pun? The next thing I have my eye on is I Have Another World and Apotheosis Veil. I Have Another World gives you about plus 20 to your cooldowns for free. So you get a faster grenade and faster melee, which during stasis sounds kind of nuts. Apotheosis Veil is maybe the worst exotic in the game, but it does something kind of devious. So a lot of you know Apotheosis Veil as something that gives you your health and your abilities back for casting a super. But it also says that it improves the cooldown of your teammates' class abilities. But when you test it in the game, no matter how you test it, whether it's you having a super up, your teammates having a super up, your teammates being far away from you, near you, no matter how you test it, it doesn't work. I suspect that Bungie is going to fix this in the future. So I am setting up an Apotheosis Veil build ahead of time so that my teammates who have stasis builds get faster ability cooldowns, which enables us to do some very stupid stuff like chain a Titan Rampart barricade 24/7. I'm looking forward to doing that. I will gladly take the L on my personal loadout to make our team loadout that much better. Keep in mind that if my teammates also use Dynamo, that they get the proc Dynamo significantly faster than the enemies. I know some of you are going to be distracted by this, so I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. Basically, the background gameplay is just me like killing mobs because that's what the daily mission says to do. You do a daily mission, you get like a shitload of EXP just for doing it. So I always try to knock these out since I'm about to go back to full-time Destiny 2. And trying to squeeze out as much progress in Phantasy Star Online 2 frees up more time for Destiny content creation. I think that covers my Destiny 2 stuff. So Warlock build, once Top Tree Dawnblade gets inevitably nerfed, is switching to I Have Another World and Apotheosis Veil. I already have the build ready to go, but I would prefer to get a slightly better chess piece in the future. By the time Top Tree Dawnblade gets nerfed in the following season, most likely, I will probably have a replacement chess piece. And so let's say that sunsetting is about to happen. All my armor is getting sunset. We are moving past 1360. Well, when that happens, I'm going to redo this entire process. I'm not going to replace one piece at a time. I'm replacing the entire build so that I can use the entire build without stopping to farm. That's my goal. Sunsetting just halts my gameplay when all I want to do is just play some PvP and shoot some things. You can catch me at twitch.tv/CamiCakes. I will probably be streaming most of my Beyond Light progress. It's not going to be super serious, just going to be some casual grinding. Knock this out, because if I put too much effort into it, I'm going to burn out before the raid, which is in 2 weeks from now. I am doing a world's first raid. It is with teammates Sides, Drew, Equagon, Ramblin, and Lulu. I think that's a pretty stacked team, so we'll try our best. Oof. I messed up that impact slider. I should probably mention my plans with PSO. This daily is going to take too long to finish within the video, so I'll just redo it. I want to show you guys what I'm rocking in PSO 2, so that you can get a sense of what this game's about and how I'm going to fit in this grind during my Beyond Light grind. So this is my Ranger. There are 9 main classes on this in this game: Hunter, Fighter, Ranger, Gunner, Force, Techer, Braver, Bouncer, and Summoner. Some of those are self-explanatory. Like Summoner is kind of like a Pokemon trainer, uses pets for combat. Ranger is kind of self-explanatory, uses guns. Hunter uses a giant sword. Fighter uses like knuckles, for example. Think like brass knuckles. Gunner uses twin machine guns. Force uses a rod. Techer uses a wand. Braver uses a bow and katana. Bouncer uses these jetpack boots. And then there's successor classes. The one we have right now is Hero. Phantom comes out, and Luster comes out even later than that, and a 12 sometime in between. Anyhow, you don't know what any of that means, so I'm just going to oversimplify this. I play Ranger because I like shooting things. And unlike traditional MMOs that have tab targeting, this has something called Z-aiming. So you can put a crosshair on screen and deliberately aim at what you aim at, instead of hitting tab multiple times to switch to the target. So I play a hyper support build that uses Techer as the main. Techer is a support magician, and I subclass Ranger so that I can provide a team buff called a weak bullet that is number 9 on my sub palette. I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. Yeah, this is just subtly transitioned to a PSO video. I might as well just do this now, have more content while Destiny's in maintenance. So I'm gonna go to practice quest. Oh, it's over here in its own menu. It's been a while. And I'll show you what my Ranger can do. So this is the support variant of Ranger. It is off meta. It is the most fun to play in the game to me personally. You have to manage so many skills. Just take a look at this bar. Look at how many skills I have to manage. That's kind of wild that compared to Destiny's melee, grenade, class ability, and super, you have all this stuff. Okay, so we're at the practice room. Gonna set it to free mode and show you what's up. Alright, so we're just gonna shoot this dude. Doing about 7,000 damage a shot. Now I'm gonna load a weak bullet. This provides a armor sunder for my teammates. So if they shoot at that red circle, it is significantly more damage. So instead of doing 7,000 before, we're doing 9,000. Okay, so let me give you the Ranger 101. The point of Ranger is to kind of lead the team during raid mechanics and stuff. Since I can place this red circle, it shows the team where to shoot. Part of being a Techer is bringing support spells. This support spell boosts defense. This support spell boosts attack. This support spell is a field. Think Empowering Rift from Destiny 2. This boosts our damage by adding additional wind damage to every hit. It also has healing spells, like this. And there's also a healing field. So if you do damage while in this purple field, you heal up to full. Here's the tab target setup. Here's the Z-aim. Look at this ability. You are literally strafing on a cloud. So Ranger's DPS comes from clever use of piercing. So let's look at this attack right here. This attack does not pierce. This is one single projectile. But this attack does pierce. So it has a double hit, meaning my DPS is higher. And if I'm in the air, it shoots even faster. There's another attack that pierces up to 5 times. But it has to charge up, and you're stationary. This rock bear only enabled me to hit it 3 times, so the best DPS combo would be the piercing double hit. But a new player wouldn't really know that. A part of Phantasy Star is understanding what your character can do, what attack bonuses they have, what passive damage multipliers exist, what active damage multipliers exist. One on Ranger is called Standing Snipe. So if you remain stationary for a second, you do more damage. And you can use this piercing shot to force it to remain stationary in the air. Or you can use something like this stealth shot to remain stationary on the floor, Call of Duty drop shot style. And it increases your damage. So to play something like a Techer Ranger, you have to completely understand Ranger as a whole to make up for all the damage that you're throwing away to provide support abilities instead. So in Phantasy Star, you use special attacks. Your weapon doesn't modify the attacks, your attacks modify the weapon, is the better way of putting it. So all weapons in PSO are sunset essentially. Better stuff comes out all the time. These are power creep, but they're power creep by the number. A new weapon comes out that has a bigger number, but all of your attacks are essentially the same. So you just slot the attack onto the weapon. And whenever you equip a new weapon, all that changes is your damage numbers go up. That's the oversimplified explanation as to why sunsetting would never affect a game like this. Plus, it's PvE only, so... I mean, there is PvP, but I'll explain that another day. So yeah, I'm gonna go show you what a full Ranger setup looks like. So this is the support Ranger. I'm gonna show you a Ranger built for damage and how that changes. So I'm gonna go to ship 2. These are all different servers. So ship 1 is server 1, ship 2 is server 2. I made an identical character to my Ranger. Why? Because in PSO, unlike Destiny, the raids and activities are on a schedule. You don't get to do them whenever you want, unless you pay a lot of in-game currency, so you can earn this in-game. You can pay for those to get those on demand, and maybe you break even, maybe you make a profit. But the best way to do it is to wait for something called an urgent quest, which is scheduled throughout the day. Sometimes they're random, and this can be a raid-like encounter. And sometimes you can only complete that once per character. Other times it's once per ship. So if I have a maxed character on both ship 1 and ship 2, that means if I'm fast enough, if I try hard enough, I can get 2 completions in, 1 on each ship. So that's kind of the setup as to what's freeing me time in Destiny. I am able to do twice the amount of work in an urgent quest, which is already the best bang for your buck in terms of time, because I pre-grinded this maxed Ranger. Okay, so unlike the Techer Ranger, this is a Ranger Hunter. The Hunter is sturdy. Think of, ironically, the Titan from Destiny. The Hunter subclass feels more like the Titan in Destiny. You don't get knockback, you have more damage resistance, and you have passive damage multipliers. So Hunter's a really sick subclass. It even has an ability that automatically uses healing items when you get hit. There are better subclasses for raw damage, but Hunter makes the most sense for Ranger because it gives you more opportunities to damage a boss without worrying about getting fly swatted out of the air or damaged so much that you have to take time to heal, or the boss is so scary that you're dodging more than you're shooting. So that's the idea with Ranger Hunter. Now, remember, like 9,000 is what we're hitting before? We're at 13,000, and this isn't even standing snipe. So, 56,000 last time? 100k, 110k on the critical this time. It's a drastic damage difference. So unless I'm playing perfect support, I'm much better off just going this. This is the meta combination. It has abilities to make me even sturdier, like I popped this on the number 3, call it Hunter Physique. It prevents knockback even when I'm moving, and it gives me 25% damage resistance. I built my rifle to also prevent knockback if I'm stationary for 1 second. So when that Hunter Physique is down, I can rely on this perk on the weapon, and you can transfer this perk onto other weapons. In fact, you can transfer perks from weapon to weapon by sacrificing other weapons in a system called the Item Lab. So you can deterministically work your way towards exactly what you want. Since this is my alt character, in a sense, I really don't care to have the gear perfect. I just want it to be able to kill a boss really quickly. So I'll just quickly demo some Ranger abilities. This one's Impact Slider. When you tab target onto it, you can change your trajectory. You can hold backwards on the keyboard or forward on the keyboard to change how far you move. And so I'll combo that into a shotgun-like blast from this ability called Diffusion Shot. It's one example. Another thing I like to do is whenever I am trying to pre-spawn a boss, which means set up a powerful attack before the boss even spawns, I like this one. This is calling in an orbital strike. The attack is called Satellite Cannon. And so I wouldn't want to be a boss spawning into that. Of course, we also have the parallel slider, or slide burst as it's known on the server. So you strafe on a cloud. This one has invincibility frames. So if a boss hits you while you're doing this little twirl, no damage is taken. So PSO does actually have solo aspirational content. I'll show you one of those right now. I'm not expecting magic when this is kind of off the cuff. Let's go set this up. We want to visit the bridge. So we're doing story mode stuff. This is a completely optional fight that has a boss that people say is Dark Souls level difficult. So I'm gonna go show you this real quick. Let me make sure I have my entire rotation ready to go, because this gets pretty hectic.
Hello there.
Oh no, am I starting the story over here? No, I want to go episode 4. Hold up. Oops, I accidentally started story mode. Wait, so this not progress? Give me a second here. Ah, change episode. We want to go to episode 4. There, now we got it. Okay, so rifle's out, ready to go. Here goes the optional story fight. This is against a woman named Phaleg, and she hits like a truck. If I'm not attentive, I'm going to get slapped. So it's not even going to be close. Alright, so Phaleg is about to drop from the ceiling with a, fire kick. And if I don't invincibility frame out of the way with that Call of Duty drop shot, I will get hit for damage. As soon as I hit the drop shot, I'm loading... Or rather, I think I'm going to enter the fight loading the bullet first, then I'll drop shot. Then after that, I'm going to use a different weapon that has a spell on it that boosts my attack. Since I'm not playing a spellcaster, I can't use spells unless the spell is tied to a weapon. So let's see how I do. All right, load the bullets. Drop shot. Hit it. Weak bullet. Drop me some traps. Here, hit the wire lance. Good, I lived. Set those traps off. Now we dodge, and now we're in this full damage time. This is like, I fought this boss over 1,000 times to improve it this far. Ideally, you want to start charging up your big attacks and predicting her. She has very, very distinct voice lines for when she's attacking. This is like a very, very intense fight, and the best way to squeeze out some damage is to get good, unfortunately. I'm not going to do this whole fight. At a certain point, she resists your weapon, so I have to use Ranger's other weapon, which is a launcher. Oh, I'm dead. And so I'm using some deadly attacks here with the launcher, because if I don't use the launcher, she will resist the rifle in the second phase, and that makes it a lot harder. So a successful run is a lot better. I'll show you a successful run. I bet I have one in my PSO folder. Alright, let's go to editing, PSO edits. Pre-episode 4 grind. Let me see, maybe it's in slop videos? Let me just search Phaleg. Alright, so I said Ranger dirty clear because this was a clear. It wasn't a clean clear. I'm still working on a different fight, but this is the same strat. Poison trap goes down. I block her shot right there with that. I lure her attack in, hit the charge blast, pop the trap, pop the Hunter Physique, because I'm going to need that Hunter Physique to land just a little bit of damage here. And now that I've got her set up, the weak bullet gets applied, and I go to town with the launcher in a sec here. So launcher's doing its job. I'm still like just wailing away at her. You can even ride your launcher like this. I forgot to show you launcher attacks. And she catches me with the stun blast. I was really hoping that if I sweet spotted that there, it would just throw the launcher overhead and she would just outright miss. But the risk wasn't really worth it. By keeping this poison trap activated on her for as long as I can, that damage ticking over time makes a giant difference in getting an S rank clear in this, which I think is under 3 minutes. So yeah, eventually you do enough damage to force her into a second stage. And in this second stage, you can do some finesse strategies with the satellite cannon. You can see at the top of the screen, it says she resists the launcher. And there goes the satellite cannon. And I have successfully dodged her attack once. I missed it on the second one. And I got greedy with a positron blast there. So I know that her stun attack, she can't hit directly overhead. So I'm making my movement over there. Remember when I say I have tried this fight over 1,000 times, so at this point, I'm not really questioning what she's doing. I'm just more or less getting good myself. So anyway, that's PSO in a nutshell. That's solo aspirational content. There's more coming down the pipeline. The interesting thing about this game is it was released in 2012, and we did not get a North American version or a global version until the year 2020, which is why I've been recently so obsessed over this game. And we didn't get all the content immediately. We're kind of on like a timeline. You can see we still got Halloween decorations here. We're in like a time machine traveling up to the year 2020. Right now, I would say PSO in this state is in like a 2018 state. So we still got 2 more years of content to crank through in the next 4, 5, 6 months. That's wild. The pacing is insane. So if you're going to pick up this game, don't try to go for best in slot. You don't need it. Keep in mind, my mom plays this game. She has a maxed summoner, and she does just fine. She doesn't stress about her gear. She just plays. You can choose difficulty options. You don't have to fight Phaleg. For example, let's go to the quest counter. Alright, we'll go Forest Expedition. Look, normal, hard, very hard, super hard. You just choose the difficulty that you're comfortable with. Of course, the harder difficulty usually has rarer items dropping from them. But the rarest items usually come from Urgent Quest. So, this is why joining a team, building an alliance that's equivalent to Destiny's clan system is worth it. You start making friends. We have a community Discord for tier 1 that you can join. Remind me if I didn't put the link in the description. This is a ship 2 alliance called Arcs Wings. My boy Corvu on Twitch. Very, very helpful for letting me join the ship 2 alliance. So I can get the buff from the tree. Your clan essentially tends to a tree, and this tree will give you different buffs. Very, very cool. So part of the lure of Phantasy Star isn't the action RPG combat, isn't the team play and raid mechanics. It's the fashion and the screenshot community, and it's sort of used as a glorified text chat for some people. Let's switch to my my main Tekker. So remember, Tekker is a support mage, drops support spells, and I have built this Tekker to become invincible. Like, legitimately, there's not a boss in the game that can kill this thing. It has too much health, too much survivability. Even Phaleg, who can basically one-shot other characters, really struggles to even hurt this character. But I'll go back to the Rock Bear real quick to show you that. So yeah, this is a maid outfit. This is why I picked this character, because you were asking about like the fashion probably. So yeah, you get all the emotes. You wipe the floor. You can sweep. Has a very good camera system. So you can tweak the angles, get lighting effects, that kind of thing. Post these up on Instagram and Twitter. There's legitimately an entire community dedicated to that kind of thing, and I can see why. You may be saying this game's graphics is a bit outdated, but keep in mind in 2021, honestly in like April probably, we're getting a massive graphic overhaul and a sequel to this game. I'm just calling it a sequel for oversimplification. It's called Phantasy Star Online New Genesis. It is going to be an open field game. So think Monster Hunter. It's going to be like that. And the graphics are going to be overhauled in both PSO2, which is what you see on screen now, and Phantasy Star Online New Genesis. So I'm still going to play PSO2 when New Genesis comes out because there's just so much content in this game. I have friends that, no joke, have put 30,000 hours into this series and still play PSO2 and enjoy PSO2 to this day. Keep in mind that as a Destiny content creator, I probably have about 11-ish thousand hours in Destiny. And they've tripled that number in this game and are still entertained. I'm burned out on Destiny, which is why I'm so excited for New Light. So this is a Tekker. Tekker smacks with 1, has support abilities. Support spells. This is a damage helping spell. It has like these dark orbs that orbit, add to damage. There's a active ability that turns my wand into an explosion. So it explodes and explodes and explodes. There are crowd control effects. There are spells that can freeze. Let me show you a crowd control real quick. So I can drag this rock bear. And the cool thing about this gravity effect is it's an electric attack, and I can ignite it with electric damage, and it turns into like an electrical storm when I do that. So there's a lot of interesting spell combos that you can do. I could show you what a force is while I'm thinking about it, but I'll just probably save that for another video. Yeah, I'll save that for another video. I've been talking too much, but yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing even during Beyond Light. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't feel baited. This was kind of off the cuff. I wasn't expecting to do this. Plus, Destiny 2 is down anyway, so like, who cares? I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.